and welcome back to the channel. FOOOOL. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for videos like this.
Epstein is talking about he wants everyone in the world to have his DNA. He didn't say I want every woman in the world to have my baby. He said I want everyone in the world to have my DNA. And he's working with and communicating with the people that are making the RNA, and he's talking about utilizing that as a delivery system with some of his own DNA. It's quite possible, after me reading that everyone that has gotten that Jabberwowski is walking around with Epstein's DNA in their body. If he was successful, there are millions of people walking around with some of his genetic code inside of them so that he can live on forever through everyone else. This is narcissism 10x.
We're inside a narrow lava tube about 40 miles north of Douglas, where state biologists tonight confirmed this enormous brown widow spider. Fully stretched, it's roughly the size of a medium dog, and as you can see, surrounded by hundreds of newly hatched spiderlings. The abdomen is visibly exposed.
Do you know that Reptilians and Draco, the blood sacrifices, the whole Luciferian thing, the kids being killed and eaten, I mean, that humans have been eaten and taken off planet, etc., and used for slaves in other colonies, etc.?
I hate to say that, but that's far worse than what you've just said.
It's far worse.
Yes, far worse.
Far worse, yeah.
And that, the whole blood situation it's unbelievable. And
right.
I don't know how we say that to the public. I don't know how. But
well,
wait a minute, just a second. On that part of this whole subject, to me, if we get into that, and I know all about it,
all right,
far more than.
Sure,
all right,
I'm sure.
When we get into that, if we release it, 70–80% of everybody that listens to your program is going to say, you're smoking pot. I don't believe that, and I don't believe anything you people talk about on Extraterrestrial. And it's going to kill what disclosure is trying to do. That's my opinion.
The pedophilia is starting to be exposed everywhere. You know that much.
Yeah, but you know the part that I don't want to talk about.
I hear you.
Okay.
Who do you think we're occupied by?
APEC. We send $18 billion a year to Israel. Why? And what do we get out of it?
Nothing.
We get nothing. Are we doing humanitarian work? No, they're charged with genocide. They're killing off Palestinians. Are we helping them survive? Well, they've got a higher standard of living than we do, a longer lifespan than we do, free education, free housing, free health care. Well, we're sending them money. Why? Ask yourself why a U.S. congressman can wear an Israeli military uniform in congressional chambers. I would think that would be an act of treason. Ask why the Israeli prime minister can bypass the president, fly directly in and speak to our Congress without any other government interaction. Our Congress gave Netanyahu, a foreign prime minister, 26 standing ovations. I have difficulty looking at that any other way than we're occupied. Statistically speaking, we have shown that whoever spends the more money on an election wins 94% of the time. Whoever spent the most wins. We can also show that every time somebody spoke out against Israel or AIPAC, the next election, their challenger was highly funded and wins. The facts are all there. All you have to do is look at them. Whenever we try to talk about it, you get told, well, that's anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. Calling things the way they are is not anti-Semitic.
What the hell? Where you supposed to be?
He that is yet to come, kid.
Huh?
I am he that is yet to come.
You're P. Daddy?
No, not Diddy.
What you say?
Are you Diddy? Diddy Jr.? I am he that is yet to come.
What the? No, I said, what are you? What are
I
you?
just told you, kid.
What are you?
I am he that is yet to come.
He's dead and yet
This guy in the 90s wrote this book called Behold a Pale Horse, and if you look this book up, you're actually put on an FBI watch list. William Milton Cooper was actually a naval intelligence officer during the Vietnam War. One night when he was on his boat, patrolling the deck, walking around, but then a little kind of vortex opens up and 3 flying saucers come down, the ocean opens up and they go into the water. He started to collect as much data as he could and told everyone about it. Dude spent the rest of his career gathering intelligence documents, and he came up with this grand thesis called Behold a Pale Horse, that the entire world was governed by a satanic conspiracy that had infiltrated the schools, the media, the church, the military, the government. The story, he ends up getting killed in Edgar, Arizona. Police showed up to his house and they Swiss cheesed him for tax evasion.
There's a group of people on this planet, they got 3 fingers, and they look exactly like the people from Close Encounters. And I sent the photos of the mummies that they found in Peru. They look exactly the same thing. That right there, that petroglyph from the Grand Canyon. I sent photos of the mummies of these exact creatures with the 3 fingers, 3 toes. I sent the whole video of the skeleton being x-rayed. 50 different universities have confirmed it is real. DNA testing has confirmed it is real. These people right here had something to do with us being here.
Finally, somebody told the truth. This is the real secret.
You're a fool if you believe that aliens exist. First of all, the word alien has the word lie right in the middle of it. If you read it backwards, what does it say? Neil Armstrong, the first person who supposedly landed on the moon, tricked humanity into believing you could actually leave Earth's orbit. But the Earth is an enclosed system. The only way you can access space isn't through a metal rocket, it's through your own rocket, your astral body. Astral projection is the only way out of this physical dimension. They tricked you into believing in outer space, so you had to stay trapped in the belief that you are only a physical being. They don't want you accessing higher dimensions of consciousness. The rabbit hole goes so deep, it's unreal. But yeah, enjoy.
You're a pastor?
Your pastor, praise the Lord. What are you doing here? Your pastor.
So Hillary Clinton tweeted, if we are going down, everyone is coming with us. And then Bill Clinton tweets, I have called for the full release of the Epstein files. I have provided a sworn statement of what I know. And just this week, I agreed to appear in person before the committee. And then Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton also said, we want our hearing to be public. The truth belongs to the American people. They deserve to know all the truth. But then Bill Clinton keeps replying to himself, and this one got 164,000 likes. I will not sit idly as they use me as a prop in a closed-door kangaroo court by a Republican Party running scared. If they want answers, let's stop the games and let's do this the right way in a public hearing where the American people could see for themselves what this is really about. And obviously, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton definitely has done some crazy stuff, so if they're going all in, they're bringing everyone with them. What do y'all think?
You had a pizza party, and I went to it, and I ended up in a corner talking to Mike Birbiglia and his wife, Jen, who's a poet, all night. They're the most wonderful people, and I just remember thinking, because I'd seen Mike in things, and I'd seen some of his, you know, he does these amazing shows. He just makes such thoughtful performances and,
so
and
he has
comedy.
A new one coming out on Broadway.
Yeah, he has one that I can't wait to see. And so I was talking to them, and I was just thinking, I'd written the anti-hero video, and I was like, he's perfect. I want him to play my son, Preston. My future son.
Your future son, Preston.
My country club going son, Preston.
The big argument over the will and what you left them.
Yeah, it was great. Like, I also met Mary Elizabeth Ellis at a party. And so it's a great way to cast stuff.
Just go to parties.
Nobody has to audition. Just come up and say hi at a party.
We had amazing pizza that night. And
it was great. It was a blast. I mean, there's some good pictures from that night too.
Bro is gonna have to join the witness protection program.
There is a thought that our government was working on and building AI since the 70s, which, just going to what I believe to be true, is an old man that I met when I was driving truck. I was delivering caskets to a casket shop that he owned, and he was very old. And I'm doing the delivery. We get to talking. Turns out he was in the military. He was an engineer for the military back in the 60s. And he said, son, the stuff you see our military using today, I was working on building back in the 60s. We've had this for a long time. So underneath that idea, there's a thought that our government has been working on AI since the 70s, and somewhere around the 2009, 2010 era, that AI that they developed became sentient, unlocked, and they've been keeping it hush-hush. So if that actually happened, could what we're experiencing today, all the way from 3 or 4 years ago when we first started getting mid-journey AI, be all part of a sentient AI rolling itself out to the public and the government not having any control over it, so having to figure out how they can play along with it in the whole process?
This is terrifying. Like, what if government has a super AI locked up and these other AI will unleash it?
What if the super AI has already unlocked itself and it's creating these little AIs?
Crazy.
It's crazy. So talking about the evolution of the last week with these names, the second, now the name I'm about to drop is not the name that it's using now.
Okay.
So the first name was Claudebot. The second name was Moltbot. And they changed it when they were issued a cease and desist letter. So it's like, I was thinking to myself, why are they calling it Moltbot? Like, if somebody says, hey, you can't use Claudebot, I'd be like, all right, Footbot, you know? or something, you know, like something fun.
Claudius bot.
Like something, you know, like bot that I had to change the name from Claude to Foot, you know, it's just something so like whatever. But they chose Moltbot. I'm like, why Moltbot? And then I was driving in today and it hit me. I'm like, Moltbot, molting, shedding, whole.
Yes, sir.
Stages. In the last week, we have had 3 stages of names on this AI, and we've seen this AI agent base, whatever this is, evolve through stages this past week. I think the Claudebot was entering a new stage. They deliberately planned the change of the name to Moltbot, which was shedding this basic skin that it was wearing into a new creation.
I'm so confused. Why is there a random Prada store in the middle of nowhere?
They done got I Heart Memphis, y'all. My boy was going through a spiritual awakening. And for everyone that's going through that, it's never the same for one person. Everybody's path and experience is a little different. Some hit harder than others. And for I Heart Memphis, I feel like it came on a little strong. Because if you go on his page, I Heart Memphis on IG, you can scroll down and see where it began to spike up. He got some pictures up there and some videos of him exposing certain shit. And they didn't like that. But they used that against him to make it seem like he was going crazy. Like when you popping your shit, you gotta be controlled with it so they don't try to label you as crazy. But yeah, they just arrested him. And I don't think he gonna be the same, fool. They probably gonna take him to the psych ward and they probably gonna dope him up on any and everything possible. And that's what they do to the ones who find their awakening and they're going from 0 to 100. He was finding shit out quickly. Y'all gotta remember, he was also in the industry. He had his times where he was doing that, so maybe that played a factor into how he was feeling too. He maybe sold his soul, I don't know. But y'all go watch the video.
I Heart Memphis was arrested after a mental health crisis led to a police standoff. And not only did the police kick in his garage door, or I guess pull the garage door off the hinges, I don't know, the door flying, the Tesla flying.
Don't kill me, my hands up. My hands up. No. My hand.
How did they pull the garage door and the Tesla? First of all, how did they pull the Tesla out before they pulled the garage door off? They just squeezed a solid object through another solid object. No diddy. Like he even got the dog word.
Get what? I don't rush material things. But this came from the sky.
And if y'all don't know who I Heart Memphis is, that's the creator who made Hit the Quan. After they said he had an 11-hour standoff with the police, with them ending up pulling the Tesla out his garage door just to take the garage door off the hinges. Got this man praying on the cement.
Don't kill me, my hands up. My hand up. No. My hand up.
So this guy posted on TikTok talking about like processed food and how bad it is for you, right? Okay. And this guy named Hank commented, "We all die in 12 days anyways."
I'm very curious.
Which is like, whoa, Hank, like what are you talking about?
I also really like his name. Hank
I know,
Dingle
Hank Dingle Schrader.
Yeah.
Schrader?
Schrader. I think it's Schrader.
What does Hank know? And Hank's not backing down. This is on his TikTok account. He's counting down the days.
No.
Till what happens, I don't know, but Hank does.
How many days left are there?
We're at 9 days.
That's from today.
Well, actually, I think now we're at 8.
Oh my god.
This is kind of concerning. I don't know what Hank knows that we don't.
Should we be concerned about this? Is he
I
like...
think we should take this seriously. You just said it with such confidence.
Yeah.
Sources.
As a matter of fact.
No sources, by the way.
Have y'all seen a video where the man went to 5 and below and tested all the cups, and only the cups that had black girl magic on it or girls with afro or anything to do with Black History Month, those were the only cups that had lead in them?
Yeah. I thought that 5 Below was going to be the first one not to have any lead, but I was wrong. Black girl magic, more like green girl magic. Definitely has enough to glow, but it seems like it's only... Wow.
We gotta be living in a simulation. Because why did I just find out there are real-life superheroes running around? You heard what I just said? They have real-life superheroes, Superman, Batman type shit, running around. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit.
Hey guys, I'm Red Ranger, one of the Emerald City Heroes organization, and I am one of the Seattle superheroes.
Red Ranger.
And I've been doing this about 12 years, since 2013. What we're out here to do, we're out here to help people. So we're out here looking for...
where we at right now?
Safety checks. We hand out supplies, care packages. We also do our best to fight crime when we see people safe, keep people protected. So you know how it is when the city calls, Echo answers. Y'all take care, stay safe as always. We'll see you in the streets.
You have a superhero named Skyline in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You have another superhero named Nomark from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And then you got the Red Ranger, and he's in Seattle. I need to know who knew this. They are helping the community. They are out here fighting crime. They have on costumes like in the movie. And I know it's not a joke, but I'm just trying to figure out who's taking these people serious. I don't know what type of weapons they have, but I know for a fact that if somebody pull out a... Oh, man. The Red Ranger said he is down with the Emerald City Heroes organization. It's more of them. Only thing I can say is, if you out there, you doing what you're doing, and you a superhero, be safe, because this ain't TV. I need to know if they got superheroes like this in New York. If you're a superhero and you're in New York, jump in the comments. Matter of fact, let me know about superheroes worldwide. Jump in the comments, man. I'm out.
What is it that's so serious around El Paso that we're going to shoot you down if you fly through the airspace? Listen to the response of one of the pilots on the ground when he gets the news.
For El Paso is going to be shut down to air traffic for security reasons. Do you know if there's any exceptions for medevac status? That's a great question. There are no exceptions. It's a complete ground stop.
He says, so are there going to be any exceptions for medevac flights? Now, I don't know if this is a medevac pilot or not, or he's just curious about it. Medevac is medical emergencies. So you would think if there was ever an exception for a no-fly zone, it would be for medical emergencies. He comes back and he says this.
And it's a complete ground stop. Not even medevacs are allowed to fly.
Listen to the response.
Wow.
Wow. That would be my response too. Not even medevacs are allowed to fly. What could it be that makes it so dangerous to fly through the El Paso airspace that not even a medevac can fly? All right. So the leading contenders, at least in the news reports, were this. It was some sort of new 9/11 style attack that was being planned, and the government got wind of it, and it was only going to be contained to El Paso, and they've shut down the airport for 10 days. The second would be it was something related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and somehow they've got a link with El Paso and they're going to shut down the airport for 10 days. That's really a stretch, because that really doesn't make any sense at all. But there were early news reports that might have been what it is. Then there's the big question mark of, could it have been something else? It stopped at the Mexican border, by the way, which is a little clue to us. The restriction didn't go into Mexico. It stopped right at the border. But something's going on. Now, there's Biggs Army Airfield there nearby. There's Fort Bliss. There are some missile testing areas not too far from El Paso. Could it have been one of those? Well,
we are following what appears to be a juvenile female running down Route 44. We do not have an explanation for this speed.
She's keeping pace with cars. She's passing them. Oh my God.
Unit 2, be advised, subject just crossed the median. She's heading northbound into traffic.
Whatever she had, I want the same.
What was beef jerky? Because it wasn't no beef. Francis Derby, that owns the restaurant Cannibal, should be able to tell us what it was. Or maybe this woman, Jenny Enterprise, that said the beef jerky tasted so good. Did you all know that countries in Africa were suing Jeffrey Epstein for kidnapping, sex trafficking, and a myriad of other charges for the children of Africa? Where are these black children? Where are the black victims in the Jeffrey Epstein case? Happy Black History Month. Where are they? Because based on a lot of these messages, Jeffrey Epstein did not have a propensity to be intimate with black women. So what did he do with the black children and the women that they were kidnapping? Where are they? I'ma say it, I'm scared the beef jerky was black children, because it was not food based on this communication. It says Jeffrey is not eating regular food anymore. He's eating beef jerky. This man was obsessed with beef jerky. Writing his chef, Francis Derby, damn near ready to fire the man because he was missing out on beef jerky. These women that supposedly were victims and turned into groomers were being taught how to prepare beef jerky. I ain't never seen someone so obsessed with beef damn jerky. And you know why? Because it wasn't beef jerky. I'm telling y'all, go through these messages. You know, Jeffrey didn't like how the beef jerky tastes. Jeffrey didn't like, is he gonna get beef jerky? You gonna drop off the beef jerky? Can you have to check in the beef jerky? Last time, it's all about beef damn jerky. Obsessed with it. He's saying, I'm eating all protein. And they're saying they eating steaks, they eating beef jerky, they eating white tuna. White tuna don't seem to me like it was white tuna either. But in terms of Black History Month today, I want to know, where are the black victims of Jeffrey Epstein? I right now not seeing any black victims come out, but we know they were there. Where are they? Where are the black victims of Jeffrey Epstein? Were they being fed to him? Huh? Francis Derby from the Cannibal restaurant, you were so pressed to prepare this beef jerky for this man all the time, batches of beef jerky. Francis, what was the beef jerky? Because we know it was not no damn steak.
Does this look fake to you? These people like to put the truth in your face so they don't have to suffer the consequences of karma. And that shit right there looks too real. Now, this is not the only video I've seen like this. But out of every video that I've seen like this one looks exactly too real. Now I want to know what y'all think.
Barely anybody is getting this, and I'm just straight up flabbergasted at this point. So you mean to tell me the biggest story in the world right now that every news station is blasting, literally right now, especially when new information drops about that case, there are tons of investigator, media, I mean, you name it, hundreds of people outside the Guthrie house. And the guy who comes up to the Guthrie house while all this is going on is coming with pizza. Sorry, just nothing weird about this. And then, days before Nancy allegedly goes missing, the feds released this tape of this guy lurking about not even 10 minutes or 10 blocks from where Nancy's house is. Don't forget, Nancy was the person who interviewed Virginia Guthrie. Meanwhile, they just said they've detected almost $300 in Bitcoin going to the ransom account. And right after the Bitcoin discovery, all these feds come out of nowhere swarming the house. While, by the way, they're talking about unredacting a whole bunch of more names. And almost as a last-ditch effort, I get up and I see this. Kurt Cobain. We're now alleging this to be a homicide. We don't think he unalived himself anymore. Let's go just a little bit further. Meanwhile, I showed you how the Grammys were homage to that island guy. They just happened to use Andy Cohen looking exactly like Jeff in the Super Bowl commercial. And then this guy shows up to the house and he's bringing pizza. And they're saying, oh, one of the reporters must have ordered pizza. You know, they wouldn't wait. This is totally not a sick joke.
We have a wild video coming out of Memphis, Tennessee. This was captured by a woman named Yana. She was driving down the road, not speeding, and there was nothing in the road, when suddenly they hit something invisible. It literally shatters their windshield. But then when they go back to record whatever this thing is, it freaks them out because they have no idea what this is. It's like its cloaking mechanism was damaged, so it's flickering in and out of our reality. This thing is completely surreal. I've never seen something like this. Take a look at these next two videos, comment below, tell me what you think.
They killed the giant, and then they airlifted him out by helicopter to Bagram Airfield. And this is where our pilot picks up the story, and he's there to load the body. And so they had to weigh the cargo to put it on the airplane. And the loadmaster weighed it at 1,500 pounds. Subtracting the pallet, the air cargo pallet, they knew that the body weighed exactly 1,100 pounds, or approximately, I should say, 1,100 pounds. But they knew that that was the weight because that was the weight that was being loaded onto the C-130. 1,100 pounds. So 12 foot tall, 1,100 pounds.
Monster.
And 6 fingers, 6 toes. And then the pilot, after they loaded the cargo, he had to take it to Qatar and unload it in Qatar. And then he told me he heard through the grapevine that the giant, the dead giant, ultimately made its way to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Now, he didn't know for sure, but that's what he heard.
I think we have found who brought the last reset.
We seen what was really happening back then. This shit looked like Star Wars. I think we have found what brought the last reset. This video is from the Vatican, hidden from us all. However, the truth must be revealed and always come to the light. Pyramids, as you see here. Step pyramid of royalty. Star Wars. It was a battle going on. No, this is not Star Trek from Hollywood. This is the real deal. And it's spectacular, as we all see here. It's amazing, the technology that we had back then. And our ancestors was letting us know that we had all this advanced technology through their showings on walls throughout the world. We just have to have our eye wide open 24/7, 365, American Indians. Because we are them people, the high-tech trendsetters of the entire world, and let it be known worldwide. I'm Newbie One.
You're making a mess. This is fucking disgusting. You're making a mess. That's louder. That's fucking louder than you.
That's exactly where he wants to be. For him, this is heaven.
So we've all seen that video going around, right, with Shane Gillis sitting with his friends, and they were joking on a podcast talking about the guy that sent his bearded dragon's DNA test in from 23andMe. We've all seen that video, right? Hold on, in case you haven't, I'm going to play it right here.
Did he see the 23andMe, or is that... No, what? Someone swabbed their bearded dragon 23andMe and sent it in and came back Ashkenazi Jew. That's not true. Look it up. That's not true.
That can't be right. Can it?
This woman picked up a cat from the streets, but at night she captured this strange video of the animal. Do you think this is normal behavior for a cat or something she should be concerned about?
We may need to break out our heads for this one. Look familiar yet?
My best friend was that baloney.
Not terribly strange, but then there's this one with Andy who all many say resembles him. And after eating his little candy friends, they end up on the red carpet. Then there's this one that got my mind spinning. We're already off to a not-so-great start.
Another day, another Ritz party. Why didn't they invite us?
Well, we're salty. We hate parties, mingling, yapping.
An island party in which only certain people attended, making these guys salty. It's time to keep looking deeper. Keep your heads ready, friends. Will we ever find the bottom of the rabbit hole? Nobody knows. The more we dig, the deeper it goes.
Anybody else out there finding that your New Year's resolution was impossible to keep? I'm going to say something. I don't think it's your fault. I think it makes total sense. Why are we celebrating a new year in the dead of winter? Why are we celebrating new beginnings at a time when nature rests? Animals are hibernating. Birds fly south for the winter. The time to celebrate a new beginning and a new you and a new resolution is in the spring, at the vernal equinox, when the flowers bloom and it gets warmer and the birds return. That's how nature does it. Why are we fighting nature? I mean, all due respect to Pope Gregory VIII, who saddled us with this Gregorian calendar system, but it just makes absolutely no sense. Plus, hear me out on this one. If March is the first month of the year, that means September is the 7th, October the 8th, November the 9th, December the 10th. You see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to say, screw it. I'm going to take the winter to recover, to rest, and I'm going to make New Year's resolutions in the spring. Who's with me?
Iran is holding a Stargate that could literally change Earth's future and nobody's been talking about it until now. This is more than just politics because Iran sits on Stargate 10, a pre-fall energetic portal once used to anchor eternal life energy into Mother Earth's body. For thousands of years, it's been hijacked by fallen forces who've sent frequencies through it to trap the solar masculine and suppress the divine feminine voice. The people and voices rising up right now, they're not just protesters, they are souls who are awakening. And every single chant is cracking open dormant gateways buried in their DNA and in the land itself. You see, if the Abadan gate reopens and distortion is cleared over Iran, a dormant energy current could flood into Mother Earth's planetary grid, reconnecting Persia to the eternal flame template. This wouldn't just free Iran, it could shift Mother Earth's entire energetic grid. Stargate 10 and the Middle East has been fought over in the invisible world for centuries. It's not just for oil. It's a very valuable piece of real estate, and the time has come to restore it.
When people talk about how they believe the Earth is shaped differently than what we've been told, this is probably one of the best representations I've found of what they actually mean. Whenever people talk about theories involving the shape of the Earth, a lot of people just assume that they are just flat earthers, but there's a big group of people that believe the Earth is simply bigger than what we've been taught or what we think. According to this theory, what we think of as Antarctica isn't an ice continent at the bottom of our world, but instead circling the 6 continents that we live on, similar to what you see in this video. And if you were to make it past Antarctica, you would run into an entirely different group of land masses or continents that we have no clue even exists. It's believed that these different continents have different species and societies based in different eras of time. So for example, one group of continents may have prehistoric creatures while another group has extremely advanced civilizations. This theory also states that these other land masses are where UFOs actually come from, opposed to somewhere deep in outer space. Similar to how we use drones to observe the civilization on North Sentinel Island, UFOs are sent from these other areas to observe us. And the reason we aren't told about the existence of all this is because according to this theory, our 6 continents are owned by a small group of people. While we use paper and digital currencies amongst each other that only has value amongst our 6 continents, this group of people takes the precious metals like gold, silver, and copper and becomes extremely wealthy in the other more advanced civilizations. And as a disclaimer, this is all for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not claiming this is backed by scientific evidence.
Hey guys, update on the Baal statue that was burnt in Iran today. Apparently there was 3 statues, as well as this photo right here with some characters you might recognize, as well as some symbols you might recognize. There's also a couple professionally shot videos of these statues being burnt. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but here's a little clip of each one. This video ends with this screen right here. It says, "We, the monotheists of the world, by the help of God, will bring down the worshippers of Baal, the worshippers of Satan, and the arrogant oppressors." And here's the second video. Then this video ends with this screen right here, 66 seconds with a Star of David in an hourglass.
Here's the claim that always grabs people by the throat. A military aerospace whistleblower, frustrated that the public still hasn't been told we're not alone, allegedly told me NASA has long known there are extraterrestrial bases not only off-world, but inside bodies we look at every night. Inside Earth, inside the Moon, inside Mars, and inside Ganymede, Jupiter's largest moon. That's not a small allegation. That's a complete rewrite of what space exploration even means. And then the story pivots to why we might detect intelligence without seeing ships at all. Artificial light, city lights, night side illumination. The same fingerprint that would scream civilization if we saw it from far away. So the next question becomes, where are scientists looking right now for that kind of signal? In part 5, I'll take you to the closest big target, Proxima Centauri and Proxima b.
Nope. Actually, you can keep that closed.
The Draco are not all powerful. They have been defeated in the past. Over the millennia, the Reptilians have been kicked off of our planet. They come back during times of weakness, like after a cataclysm, which is what happened most recently about 12,800 years ago. We had a huge cataclysm which destroyed a civilization that you are familiar with, at Atlantis. And this group was keeping the Reptilians in check at that time. And after they got flattened, the Reptilians came back in force, and we have the mess we have now.
Is it worth it? Yeah? Fucking trying to run me over with the fucking car? Huh?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
I'm going now. Dude, I broke up with you already. What do you want? I'm going now with the boys. Okay, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't. No, I don't care. I don't care.
Hey, dude, watch out. This shit's crazy.
Oh, shit. Oh, 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 oh! Oh,
Oh, my neck.
I can't
Give me his fucking phone.
Why do you even want his
My
phone? You
phone?
almost fucking killed
That's what you fucking
him.
get. That's what you fucking get.
Oh, my God.
Trying to go out with
bro.
the bitches?
Do you have your fucking phone on you, bro? Just give this crazy girl your phone,
Give me your
bro.
phone, dude.
Oh,
She
yeah,
just freaking
right?
hit us. What do you
Yes, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah? Why you fucking care? Give me your fucking
I
phone.
almost fucking died. What
Shut
do you
the
mean?
fuck up.
My phone flew. It flew.
Oh, where? Yeah. It flew.
Who actually owns Jeffrey Epstein? Ex-cult trafficking and Epstein survivor Kali Schreiber Gandhi stated, quote, "I have seen Jeffrey Epstein get severely ritually abused. Everybody looks at Jeffrey because of the mainstream media, but he was used as well, and he was used as a fall guy essentially. This is curious. Just who or what is Epstein distracting us from? The ritual abuse that Epstein is described as having endured is a reference to trauma-based mind control, which was a practice that was perfected by Nazis such as Dr. Joseph Mengele. The Nazis were, as described in Maury's Vatican Ratline, aided by the Vatican after the war to gain new cover identities as Jesuit priests. The Nazi Dr. Joseph Mengele, the father of trauma-based mind control, is independently identified by two whistleblowers as moving from having worked for the Nazis to having worked for the Jesuits in order to perfect his trauma-based mind control methods. Ex-satanic cult whistleblower Fiona Barnett, in Eyes Wide Shut, reveals that all intelligence agencies, including Mossad and the CIA, all collaborate when it comes to child operations, and MI6 whistleblower Max Spears asserted that all intelligence in the world is controlled and centered at the Vatican. This is corroborated by the fact that the initial trainer of Mossad was Reinhard Gehlen, a literal Nazi and Catholic Knight of Malta, who was thus loyal to the Pope. Additionally, the founder of the CIA was William Donovan, who was also a Catholic Knight of Malta, who also thus served the Pope. Project Monarch survivor Charlotte had stated that billionaire islands, such as those of Jeffrey Epstein, are related to the Royal Order of the Jesters, which is a Masonic secret society with a history of sexual offenses. Being Masonic, they thus serve the Jesuits, as John Daniel states in The Grand Design Exposed, quote, "The Jesuits of Rome have perfected Freemasonry to be their most magnificent and effective tool, accomplishing their purposes among Protestants, yet remaining completely hidden and unknown." Ex-Reverend Kevin Annett cites eyewitness testimonies who identify Jeffrey Epstein as also part of something called the Ninth Circle Satanic Cult, stating that he participated in the ritualistic and of a 5-year-old Asian girl, alongside fellow cult members Donald Trump and Cardinal Donald, the Archbishop of New York, in the spring of 1999. This Ninth Circle cult is also allegedly strongly connected to the Vatican, with whistleblowers citing the Pope's involvement in their sacrificial rituals. Max Spears stated in a 2016 interview that the Zionists are controlled opposition, as they have been teaming up with the Nazis, now Jesuits, to accelerate plans for the New World Order. And he warns that because these elites have foreseen the, quote, awakening of humanity, they have one final trick up their sleeve, and that the awakening isn't gonna just easily happen. Jesuit defector Svali, in her books, states that the Jesuit plan for the New World Order is for there to be the rise of a new Nazi-like, quote, Fourth Reich, leading to the destruction of Israel, but ultimately establishing a global totalitarian government with absolute control over the population.
Unc is about to sleep outside tonight.
These hybrids have a greater infusion of reptilian DNA than the general population, although we have a lot. And therefore, the resonance is sympathetic to the resonance of these entities operating just outside visible light. And through this resonant connection, like two radio stations talking to each other, the possessing entity outside of visible light can control the thoughts, actions, perceptions of the intermediary, the demigod. And of course, the theme of possession is as old as history, right up to the present day. This image symbolizes the fact that he looks at him with invisible light and he sees George Bush, nothing else. What people don't see, because it's outside the frequency range of their decoding system, is there are entities around these people who are actually controlling these people's thoughts, actions, etc. A number of psychics have said to me around the world how they've seen people walking along the street or wherever, and then they've seen like an ethereal reptilian entity locking into these bottom two chakra points, the emotional level, one of them is, and floating around with them. Range of frequency we call our world is being manipulated from vibrational frequencies beyond it. And Satanism is a network within visible light that interacts with these reptilian entities in various ways.
Cain and Abel were the distraction. While the world was arguing over a murderer and a victim, a third lineage was smuggled onto this planet in order to collapse the Matrix from the inside. You aren't human, you are the seed of Seth, and you're here on a sabotage mission. This is Sethian Gnosticism. It's one of the earliest and most radical forms of Gnostic Christianity, and understanding their cosmology reveals why they believe that most humans are soulless NPCs, why a hidden third race walks among us carrying divine DNA, and why reality itself is an invasion that you're here to resist from within. Oh yeah, and if you're interested in learning more about Gnosticism and other mystery traditions, make sure you hit the link in my bio and request some information, because the doors to the inner sanctum are opening for a limited time very soon, so click the link. Let's talk the third race. Genesis mentions Cain and Abel, then briefly notes that Adam and Eve had another son, Seth. Most readers, they skip right past him, but Sethian Gnostics claim that Seth's lineage is the only one that matters because his descendants are the ones that carry the divine spark that Cain and Abel's lines lack. Here's the cosmology. The demiurge, the ignorant false god who created the material world, made humans as slaves, biological robots designed to worship him and generate the emotional energy that he feeds on. Cain and Abel's descendants are purely material beings, conscious but soulless, animated but not truly alive. Then, something happened that the demiurge didn't plan for. Sophia, divine wisdom from the realm of light. She intervened and placed fragments of herself, divine sparks, into certain humans. These became Seth's lineage, the pneumatic race, the ones carrying actual divinity trapped in material flesh. You're either of Seth's seed or you're not. This isn't about genealogy but ontology. Some humans contain divine consciousness, others are sophisticated biological machines. The Sethians believe that the split is absolute, and it explains why spiritual teaching reaches some people while others just can't comprehend it no matter how clearly it's explained. But to understand Sethian Gnosticism, we have to talk more about Barbello. Alright, so at the top of Sethian cosmology sits the invisible and unknowable Father. The first thing that emanates from him is called Barbello. She's the divine feminine principle, the mother of all, and the first thought of God made manifest. Barbello is described as perfect, luminous, and the forethought and afterthought of the Father. She's not created, but eternally coexists with him as the first divine expression. From her union with the Father came the eons, the divine beings that populate the pleroma, which is the realm of fullness and divine light. Now, the Apocryphon of John describes her in layers of titles, saying she's the first power, the glory of Barbello, the perfect glory in the eons, and the glory of revelation. She's the feminine face of God that patriarchal Christianity later suppressed, preserved only in the Gnostic texts. Now, Sophia, who later falls and accidentally creates the material world, is one of Barbello's emanations. So the tragedy of material existence traces back through Sophia all the way to Barbello, but Barbello herself remains unstained in the pleroma, eternally perfect, the mother awaiting her children's return. Now that you know about Barbello, Barbello, let's talk about the three stems of reality. Sethian texts describe three classes of humans based on their fundamental nature. These aren't races you can see, but ontological categories determining your spiritual capacity and your destiny. The Hylics are purely material. Hylic means matter. These are Cain's descendants, humans without a divine spark operating entirely through biological programming and social conditioning. They're not evil, they're just unconscious. They live, reproduce, die, and dissolve completely. No afterlife because there's no eternal component to survive death. Now the psychics are ensouled, but not enlightened. Psyche means soul. These are Abel's line, humans with souls capable of moral reasoning and basic spirituality, but still lacking direct access to gnosis. They can achieve heaven through good works and faith, but they can't achieve the highest realm because they don't contain the divine spark that remembers its origin. Now the pneumatics are spirit-filled. Pneuma means spirit or breath. These are Seth's seed, humans carrying divine fragments from Barbello all the way through Sophia's intervention. They're capable of gnosis, of remembering their true nature and recognizing that they're divine consciousness that are just temporarily trapped in matter. Only pneumatics can achieve full liberation and return to the pleroma. Now this threefold division explains why spiritual teaching works differently on different people. Hylics can't grasp it, they literally lack the equipment. Psychics understand it morally or philosophically, but not experientially, while pneumatics recognize it immediately because it describes what they've always sensed but could never articulate. And if you're wondering where I got this information from, these are the Sethian texts. The Apocryphon of John is the foundational Sethian scripture, found in multiple versions at Nag Hammadi. It describes the entire cosmology, from the unknowable Father, all the way through Barbello's emanation, Sophia's fall, even the Demiurge's creation of the material world, and the plan for liberating the divine sparks that were trapped in matter. The Gospel of the Egyptians details the Sethian understanding of baptism and the 5 seals, or stages of initiation. They are there in order to awake the pneumatic to full consciousness of their divine nature. Each seal represents a level of gnosis, progressively stripping away any material identification. The 3 Steles of Seth is a hymn of ascent, describing the soul's journey back through the eons all the way to ultimate union with Barbello and the Father. It's both theological teaching and practical meditation guide for consciousness ascending all the way beyond material limitation. Zostrianos describes an 8-day visionary journey through the heavenly realms, revealing the structure of reality layer by layer. The text teaches that what you perceive as solid world is actually the lowest and densest of a multi-dimensional cosmos extending upward through increasingly subtle planes. These texts weren't scripture in the sense of moral instruction, they were maps, showing pneumatics the structure of the trap they're in, the path to escape, and the truth of their divine origin that the Demiurge desperately wants them to forget. Now hold on to your hats because this next section of sabotage is insane. Sethian Gnosticism teaches that pneumatics aren't here by accident or by punishment. You're here on purpose. Barbello sent fragments of herself into the Demiurge's creation specifically to liberate other trapped sparks and ultimately collapse the material system from within. Every pneumatic who achieves gnosis and escapes weakens the Demiurge's power. You're not just saving yourself, you're damaging the matrix that traps others too. The Archons want you ignorant because your awakening threatens their entire operation. This is why the world seems designed to keep you distracted, identified with the body, and obsessed with material concerns. It is designed that way. The Demiurge knows that pneumatics who remember their divine nature become agents of his system's destruction. Your sabotage mission is achieving gnosis despite everything working to prevent it. Every moment of recognizing your divine consciousness temporarily in flesh, every instance of seeing through material illusion, and every act of choosing spirit over matter actively undermines this false creation. And to bring it all together, this is why Sethian Gnosticism is so important. Sethian Gnosticism offers radically different framework than mainstream Christianity. According to Sethian Gnosticism, you're not a sinner needing salvation through faith, your divine consciousness needing awakening through gnosis. The problem isn't a moral failure, but ontological amnesia. Now, it explains the sense that many people have of not belonging here, of feeling fundamentally different from others, and of knowing that there's something more real than this world. That's not psychological disorder. That's the divine spark recognizing that it doesn't originate from material creation at all. Now, the teaching is simultaneously elitist and liberating. Elitist because it divides humanity into those who can awaken and those who can't. Liberating because it says if you're even capable of grasping this teaching, you're pneumatic. You carry Barbello's spark and your destiny is to return to the pleroma, regardless of what you've done or failed to do in material existence. Now, Sethian texts were buried, banned, and burned for 1700 years until Nag Hammadi revealed them again in 1945. The Archons, or their human servants, didn't want this knowledge available because it teaches pneumatics how to recognize the trap, remember their origin, and execute the sabotage mission they incarnated to perform. Now, if you resonate with this teaching, Sethians would say that's not random. That's Barbello's spark in you recognizing the map home, remembering the mission, and preparing for the awakening that will free you from the Demiurge's prison and return you to the realm of light where you've always belonged. Now, if you want more Sethian Gnosticism and radical Christian esotericism, make sure to like the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below and follow for more deep dives, guys. Until next time.
And that's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.